Simone. Thank you for coming in. I know we talked a little bit over the phone, but I just really wanted to get to know a little more about why you're coming in today.
Well, I feel like my main concern is I'm getting separated from my husband, and it's really impacting me negatively. And I'm really anxious too, because I don't think I'm gonna get back together with him, and I have 2 small kids, and I'm really anxious about how I'm going to take care of them, and where I'm going to be in the next few years. I'm 25 years old, and I'm getting more anxious in regards to my age. I'm going to be 30 before I know it, and I just have so much on my plate, and I'm always anxious. I go to sleep being anxious. I wake up anxious. I wake up in the middle of the night feeling anxious. Even at work, I can't really go to work because I'm feeling anxious all the time. I feel like I'm trapped in my own house. I mean, that's basically my life right now.
I can see that. Things are really tough for you right now. You say that you are separated from your husband.
Yeah.
You're anxious all the time, whether it's like at home or at work or even in the middle of the night. And that must be really tough for you.
It's so difficult. You have no idea.
Yeah.
It is so difficult.
So just give me a little bit more about your family, and a little a history about your background, you and your husband. How long have you guys been together?
Alright, so we got married right out of high school, so we were 18, and I had my my oldest at 17, and then we moved into an apartment. We went on our own, and stupid me, I didn't go to college, so we just started building our lives at the age of 18, and then by the time I was how old was I? 21, I gave birth to my second daughter, and ever since then life's just been going downhill because I have the stress of children. I have the stress of, at the time I had the stress of my husband, and I just became really anxious. And as the years went on, I got more anxious, and my husband left me. He could not take it.
So what I'm hearing you say is there was a point in your life with your husband that you guys were doing well, and it wasn't up until after your second daughter was born, that you kind of went into this realm of feeling anxiousness.
Yeah, exactly.
So was that the very first time you've been feeling anxiety?
From what I can recall, I think I've always been anxious, but it was never this bad. After my second daughter, it just went downhill. I've been so anxious, and I don't know why. I have no idea why. I mean, when I was younger, I'd have anxiety here and there when it was for tests, or if I don't know, what's something all teenagers get anxious about in public speaking, for instance, stuff like that. I would get anxious, but then after I do it, I'd be fine.
Yeah.
But now, ever since I've turned 21, 22, I've just been so anxious almost every single day.
Was there any type of situation or event that happened during that time period?
It was just, the only thing that happened was my second daughter was born, and I feel like that's when times got really tough. Times got really tough. We had to move into a smaller apartment, and my husband had to work more. I had to work more, but I couldn't work more because I had to take care of 2 children under the age of 5, and it was really difficult, and we didn't really have anyone to help us out.
Yeah, I can definitely sense how difficult it could be, having just 1 kid but now having 2, and having to move into a smaller place and having to figure all that out. That must have been really difficult.
Very.
So while all of that was going on, were there any other things that you were doing along with your anxiousness? Were you taking any meds? Were you drinking alcohol?
Well, yeah, I drink alcohol daily. It helps me sleep. I love my red wine. It calms me down, and then I fall asleep. So I'm not ashamed to say I drink.
Yeah. So when you say you enjoy drinking, do you drink, 1 or 2 glasses a night, or 3 to 4 that leads to a whole bottle? Like how much are we talking about here?
Well, I mean, it's been increasing. I have to say I drink about 4 to 5 glasses, almost a bottle, almost. And I mean, the funny thing is when I'm drinking and I see the wine bottle, this much is left, I think it's pointless to let it go to waste, so I drink that as well.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but I remember you saying that your husband's concern was just the drinking as well, right?
I mean, he thinks, yeah, but I feel like he drinks as well. You know, I can't be the victim. I feel like it's my fault. He keeps on saying it's my fault, but he drinks too, and he just irritates me, to be honest. He's just an irritating man.
So, let's just like backtrack a little bit. When you drink, is it because you enjoy drinking, or you feel a little like stressed out, having a little like anxiousness that you wanted to kind of like relieve those symptoms?
I feel like it's a combination of everything. Because my days are so long. I have to go to work early in the morning, and then by the time I get home, I'm so stressed out. I'm already anxious as it is, and when I take that first sip of wine, everything, it's a different world. I feel so calm.
So what I'm hearing you say is like you being able to drink that wine relieves your stress.
Definitely.
Okay. So just like out of curiosity, was there any type of, like were your parents drinkers, or your brothers, sisters? Like, do you have any siblings?
My dad would drink. My dad would drink often, and my mom was fine with that. She was a homemaker. She tended to him. My dad worked so hard, and he had such long shifts, and he drank at night because he was tired, and I mean, that was that. And I have 2 sisters. My older sister, we don't really talk a lot. She doesn't really drink, and then the younger one, she's an occasional drinker.
So what I'm hearing you say is that your dad was a frequent drinker, and your mom was really okay with that. You have 2 sisters. Your older one was an occasional drinker.
Yeah, I don't really talk to her, but
Okay.
I mean, I haven't seen her in 6 years. It's been a really long time, and we have no contact. So.
Okay. And with your other sister?
With my younger one, she's an occasional drinker. She's 2 years younger than me, and she's the one who actually helps me raise the children when I go to work. So when I go to work, she watches the kids, and then she's just, I don't know what I do without her.
Okay. So how was your relationship with your dad specifically?
It was okay. I was never really close to my dad. He was always really busy, and I don't have a relationship with him till this day. I don't really see him. I might see him during the holidays, maybe, but I don't really have a relationship with him, and I didn't have a relationship when I was younger.
Do you think that maybe like the alcohol took part in that?
I don't know. I never really thought about it. Maybe. I'm not sure.
Okay. So just kind of another thing that I wanted to touch base on is any thoughts of suicide?
No, I love my kids too much.
Okay.
I couldn't leave this world knowing that they're not okay. Yeah.
Okay. And also, like, just have you ever experienced any like a traumatic experience within your own family, or within like your own little family, or within your parents and your sisters?
I guess it's traumatic. I don't really think it's traumatic, and I haven't really shared it with anyone. But about when I was around 22, so about 3 years ago, I suffered a miscarriage, and we were expecting a boy, and I was about 4 months along, and just, when we went to the doctor said that, actually, let me backtrack. I felt pain in my stomach, and then I started bleeding, and we went straight to the doctor, and the doctor was like, "You're going through a miscarriage," and it was really, really traumatic, and I didn't really have anyone. My husband didn't really want to talk about it, and I didn't really have anyone to talk to. So.
I'm sorry, that must have been a really tough experience for you.
It was a very, very difficult experience.
And especially not being able to have anyone to rely on.
Yeah.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, was this after your daughter, your second daughter, or was this before?
It was after.
After. So would you say that is like when your anxiety and drinking kind of took place? Or around the same time?
Never thought of it. Yeah, around that time, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was around that time.
And would you say also around that time is like when you and your husband started having some difficulties?
Yeah.
Okay. So I just want to ask you, on like a scale of like 1 to 10, like 1 not feeling that much anxiety to 10 like extreme anxiety. So how are you feeling right now at this moment?
So 1 is not extreme, and 10 is extreme anxiety. Right now, I'm about a 5. Yeah. So I'm smack dab in the middle.
Okay. And when you before you came into session, what was that on the scale?
Maybe a 7.
Okay. Yeah. So we're going down a little bit on the scale.
We are. I was really nervous about this therapy session. I've never been in therapy, and I didn't know what to expect. And when I don't know something, the unknown scares me. It freaks me out, and my anxiety can hit all the way to a 10.
Yeah.
But once I become aware of my surroundings, I know what's going to happen, my anxiety does lower. But it's just that fear of the unknown.
Well, I really want to thank you for like owning up and coming in. Like I know it wasn't easy.
It was not whatsoever.
Well, thank you for being here.
Of course.